And hello there. Yeah, it is good to have that back to give us some of that old feel of the studio. But folks, we have made it to episode 90 of the other side of the ball. 10 away from 100. Although, you know what? I think I have an idea, and this is just an idea. But hopefully, God willing, we have a pop-in special guest. Oh, hi, by the way. My name is Dub. I'm a Blaxican named Dub. Of course, got the usual live with 2-5, and we got Mr. It's not Titleist, folks. It's Tatas. The Tatas are on Chris's head today. And Scotty is on assignment in the Bifrost. But joining us from his SUV, he owns all this stuff. His name is Derek Duncan. Gentlemen, good evening.
What's up? He's on mute. Oh, you know what? I gotta do this. I'm a little late with that. Sorry, my bad.
Yes.
Hey, the second I get one of them soundboards, it's over.
Hello, my co-host. Thank you for listening while you're cleaning beds at Kaiser Permanente. Appreciate you as always.
Oh, now we lost D. What happened?
Well, you know, I don't know. Well, you know, he likes to change different scenarios, so we'll try this again.
There we go.
There you go. Do we have a better signal in your office?
Well, if we were in my office, it'd be one thing. You see this little garage door opener right here? That means I'm in my truck.
Yeah, your other office.
Yes,
your mobile office.
Yeah, right.
Your mobile office, yes. But nonetheless, first off, to you three fine gentlemen, now you've gotten, hope you guys had a fantastic Father's Day. Derek, this being your first time as an extra dad, I hope it was all that you hoped that it could be, and hope you enjoyed it for the first time, and you get to enjoy many, many more. So, you three are amazing dads. Especially you, Chris, being that you're a girl dad, and 2-5 as well. But hope you gentlemen had a fantastic Father's Day, and your loved ones spoiled the living bejesus out of you. So I just want to get that out the way real quick and give you mighty men your just due.
Appreciate that.
You're a sweetheart, Dub.
Bless
Dinner
you, sir.
was fantastic.
Wow. What was on the menu?
Let's say, take it a step further. Everybody on the U can call me Daddy. Except Rob.
Why skip through it?
Yeah,
just tell it like it is.
That's my guy. Everybody else is coming at me weird, so they can call me Daddy. We'll leave it at
that. Well, there are 3 playoff games to preview, and we will preview those 3 games. But before Derek came on, here was my idea, since we are now officially 10 episodes away from the magical episode of 100. But I was thinking, if it's possible, just for the 100th episode, if it's possible, we can go back home for one day and be in the studio for number 100. It's just an idea.
Man,
an idea.
That is a nice segue for me to tell you tonight I'll be putting the deposit on our very own studio, so we won't be going back to anywhere.
Oh, baby. Well, there you have it. Breaking news on the other side of the ball.
That's what you said, man. Or is that okay?
Yeah, so just to get into it, Knox and I have been chopping it up for quite some time now. It's been in the works for about a month, waiting for the money to get right. Money is finally right enough where we're going to move forward with it. Deposit is going to go down. You and I spoke about it a little bit. Want to make sure that plan is still in place, but before the clock strikes midnight tonight, we will be the proud owners of a new studio location.
Nice. Good evening, Travis. Good luck this upcoming Sunday against the U. Thank you for always chiming in and watching us. We appreciate it.
Travis is the best, man. Between him and brother and Mizzle, those are the 3 guys we can count on being on every show and contributing on every show.
I was trying to get him on here last week.
That'd be nice
Travis?
to get Trav on the show.
Yep.
Well, all he's got to do is say the word, and we'll send the link. That's all he's got to do if he wants to come on and preview how we can contain one Quattro Huffin.
Hey, Travis, whenever you get free time, if you get free time today, and you can be a part, message me so we can get you the link. Or message Dub, because he'll get it to you faster.
Well, copy and paste is not that hard to do. But nonetheless, so you just heard breaking news from the boss, Mr. Duncan. And now Gaither is getting in his feelings, talking about he thought he was the best.
If he was the best, he would have been there last week. So I'm not really too concerned about him being the best. All right, he wasn't there last week. You feel me? So back to what we were saying about this breaking news. You feel me? Breaking news. All right, we're finna be off of this and in our own space that we're gonna really call home. All right. We got a lot of people that hit us up with inquiries about even trying to, start their own stuff, or even a lot of the players do music. You feel me? So it's just gonna be a space where we utilize it for what we need to.
It'd even be a place to take naps.
Hey.
Not while there's music playing in the background.
Take naps and have a ham sandwich. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, Mel sometimes needs a spot where he can lay out for about an hour or two before he gets on the road. So we're going to make sure that there's at least something there to take care of that.
Which, by the way, shout out to Mel. Safe travels as he is on his way to Thailand to handle some business. So, Mel, if somehow you're watching, please let us know when you land on the other side of the world so we know that you made it okay. But nonetheless, have fun out there. We'll miss you here this week.
Well, don't forget, we'll have a special next week.
Oh, well. Interesting. And much love to you too, sir. And thank you, Catalyst Wrestling. And thank you, Cuz, for chiming in. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. So the East have their Final Four. The West has their semifinals to see who will take on the Insomniacs in the conference championship game. So let's get right into it. We have the Silk City Animals by way of we're discussing that in a second, Mr. Davidson. Thank you for chiming in.
Wait, discussing what, Dub?
He thinks that the Nightcrawlers are going to beat the U comfortably, but that was not the first game I was going to preview. We'll get to that, but the first game we was going to talk about was BIC taking on the Silk City Animals. The Animals getting put in the playoffs. But
you addressed the comment without reading it, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, man. He said, "Oh, baby, we have a good one."
Nonetheless, first game, the Silk City Animals getting back into the tournament by way of a double DQ, if you will, as they will take the place and take on the Trenton BIC in one semifinal, and of course, the much anticipated matchup between the Nightcrawlers and the U, which of course features two special quarterbacks. Talking about Huff and Bagway. Obviously, that game should get a very high interest from across fans of the ASNFL. But
what if it isn't what we think?
Then sometimes that happens.
Like, what if the hype doesn't live up? I'm just saying hypothetically, right? What if the hype doesn't live up to the hype? You know.
So what if the Crawlers blow out the U? Or what if the U blows out the Crawlers?
The Crawlers, yeah, hypothetically.
Well,
hey,
look, let me just say, because the U outside of Huff has been talking mad shit at me on every single platform they possibly can, that I have the Crawlers by 21. Is that a blowout?
Pass the sticks. Pass the sticks, homie.
Yeah. So,
is DRC really playing for the Crawlers?
Well, there's your answer, Chris. According to Catalyst Wrestling.
No, it's not a matter of caring. Man. It's not a matter of caring. It's just that
it does though, because it's like,
and then he doesn't show up. So,
but my thing is, again, and that's why I say, who cares? You feel me? Because we've all been face to face with players that have been in the league, players that have made names for themselves or whatever. At the end of the day, they're just regular fucking people just like us. So who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And from his own teammate, just confirmed by Travis himself, he just said himself, in addition to Catalyst,
we'll be there. Okay, we'll see what happens, man.
I would have wanted him to be there for all the games. You feel me? So that you're not on that superstar stardom bullshit. You feel me? And you only show up when it matters.
First off, Catalyst Wrestling never apologized for promoting the games that are going to be aired across the airwaves. That is AceNFL.tv, especially a matchup like this featuring, like I said, two quarterbacks that can really sling the football. Go ahead, Chris.
Derek, is that the new house?
It's in the background, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just asking. I'm just checking it out as walking.
I'm just knocking shit over everywhere.
Well, I mean, it is your house. You can knock it down if you want to.
I'm married, dog. It don't work like that.
Right?
Okay, I take it back.
You understand? You could do only so much, and knocking it down is not one of them. One of them.
Yeah.
But what if it's your? But what if it's your? But what if it's something that belongs to you and you only? Can you knock it down?
Chris, how's the song go? I'm the man of this house when you're not around.
Exactly. I wear the pants in this household. She tells me which ones to put on.
Right.
Touche on the other side.
I don't even fucking look. I just said that shit. I don't even fucking like that shit, man. I hate that shit.
Yeah, because you know your wife's the same way. Don't even start up, man. Don't even try to go there, T5.
She ain't watching this episode right now, so I can say whatever the fuck I want to say.
Shout out to Miss P. Shout out to Miss P. Marie. Shout out to Mrs. 25.
Until she walks in, and then all of a sudden he quiet again.
Not saying she ain't 5 feet away from me, giving me this eye like, what the fuck are you talking about? Talking about love,
exactly.
And Mizzle definitely agrees, as he is trying so hard not to laugh loud at work. But the Animals and the BIC, are people possibly expecting a BIC blowout? Do you guys feel that way, or do you think the Huff can make it a contest
earlier this season?
They have, yes, they have multiple times over the course of this 10-year matchups that these two have had, but the Animals did put up 56 on the Watchmen. So, I mean, that's something to look at. But how do we see the Brothers in Christ and the Animals?
Well, look, man, the Watchmen are a different group of a different team than what we see from BIC. And I don't know, I can't remember the score of the Watchmen versus BIC earlier this year. I just know BIC blew them out. So do I see something changing in that? No. I'm just going to be honest. I don't see anything changing in that. I think BIC blows them out.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely going to be belt to ass.
Yeah. I mean, why am I going to play it in the middle when I don't see it going in the middle? I see the Animals not being able to keep up with BIC.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a different thing to consider. Not that I don't think BIC is going to win this game comfortably, but there were some elements in the last game that David Tender was on Keith Simon's show, RTU. Shout out to my boy Keith. I know Chris gets a lot of heat when he's up there, but Keith is a good dude in general and looks out for the division and gives us a fair shake when he has the opportunity. But David Tender was on the RTU show and broke it down like, look, you're right. Y'all waxed us last time, but I did not play quarterback that game or for the majority of that game. And since I've been quarterback, we put 40 to 50 on everybody we play. He says, y'all not going to stop me on offense. We might not be able to stop you on defense, but y'all won't be stopping me on offense. And the man's coming in with all that swag and confidence, which makes me think it's going to be at least a fun game and not a big-time blowout.
So will you say it'll be what the chaos game should have been?
Yeah, what it should have been. Not
Like
a
game
merciful
of,
victory.
meaning like game of the year.
Yeah, 21-28 type win, but close going into, maybe a 2-point game, middle of the third quarter, and they finally pull away in the fourth. But good TV.
What time?
I'm gonna. That is the 4.
It's 1 and 4 Eastern, so
4
10 and 1 our
4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the West Coast, and it will be 10 a.m. if you're watching from Hawaii.
But you and Nightcrawlers play at 10, right?
Let's see. Is that the first game of the afternoon? Let's take a look at the schedule, folks, on a7fl.com. All right. So,
I wonder if I'd be kicked out of playing golf with this hat on.
There's no time frame. Catalyst, if you're still here,
So I forgot about it. You told me about it before.
So it is 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific. So game 1 is the U and the Nightcrawlers at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific.
Gotcha.
And the Animals and BIC at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.
So what are you guys feeling with? I mean, we haven't gone in depth with BIC and the Animals, but it's an interesting piece when we talk about the Nightcrawlers and Patterson U. What are thoughts on that game? I mean, I know I got mine, but what are your guys' thoughts on it? Because the Crawlers, I think, are the one team that could expose a weakness that I see in the Patterson U, which is their secondary. I saw somebody put it up earlier, but that's what I saw from them before. So my curiosity is the Crawlers could take advantage of that. I just don't know what everybody's thoughts are on that game.
So let me put it like this. If the Crawlers travel with their full squad, the U are going to have a depth issue at the skill position. Huff, if they're going to have a chance on defense, Huff is going to have to play both ways because there's nobody at corner other than him that can cover the Crawlers number 1.
Logo.
Whoever if Bagway's that quarterback, then Logo. If Logo's that quarterback, then Bagway or Keese, depending on how they set it up.
Gotcha. And it could go both ways with the backstack, so that should be interesting too.
And they've not had a lot of experience defending the backstack the way the Crawlers do it. The way I've seen them defend it on games where someone's used it against them, they've played it what I consider the wrong way and exposed themselves tremendously to the throwback and to the wheel. So we'll see. I mean, look, I'm mad at the U right now, so I'm the wrong person to talk to. But it'll play out how it plays out. Hey, real quick, guys. I'm about to plug in my headphones with the microphone to see if my audio gets any better. Will you guys give me a grade 1 to 10 on how it is now versus how it is when I plug in?
Yep.
And here we go.
I'm in the building.
Oh, you sound lovely, darling.
How's the audio now?
You sound lovely.
Sounds better. You're not echoing.
Wonderful. All right. So heads up, I got all of you guys a set of these headphones coming to you so that we have the ability to all sound the same on this thing. So try them out. If it's not as good as what you're working with, keep what you're working with. If it's better, please switch to it so we all have a quality sound and can hear, and it will bring the quality of the show up a little bit.
Even Coach Wallace says you sound good, Mr. Duncan.
That's my guy. Hey, and Vanilla Vic just said, you have a nasty D. The U is what I believe he means. Have a nasty D-line. That's their only shot to stop Tampa. And my response to that is the way Tampa plays the game, they want you to waste all your talent on the D-line so you can rush the quarterback. They throw to the backstack, and now you got 2 or 3 people
chasing a spot that's no longer on the field. Bagway leaks out the back, and your D ends cannot cover a wide receiver.
Nope.
That's the issue.
And
Well,
whether
the
it's
great
Bagway
analogy-
or whether it's Logo Davis, doesn't matter. They're both going to torch you.
And not to mention, you still have Rico Brown. Not to mention, you still have BME Keys. So, I
As long
mean,
as they didn't put BME
Rob-
Keys at quarterback, they'll be all right.
yeah. Well, I mean, Rob had the perfect saying. He said, "It's the power of the U against the speed of the Nightcrawlers." And I mean,
I
that
agree.
Floridian speed.
There's another piece you need to
That
add in there
Floridian
too. The speed and creativity of the Nightcrawlers.
Yes. That Floridian speed is something different.
Like backyard football, and they do a damn good job of doing that.
Yeah, like I say, when it comes to Florida, 4-3s grows on trees.
Yeah, it's the 4-2 you got to worry about.
Yeah, I'm gonna step away to get my podcast tool. I'll be right back.
All right.
His podcast tool.
I'll say better.
I'm scared.
But here's the question: does that linebacker have enough speed to cover the back stack? I don't know.
Well,
That's going to be a problem.
A secondary guy. Put a secondary guy at linebacker. The problem with putting the secondary guy at linebacker, Vanilla Vic, and I'm gonna have to call you by some of the stuff that everybody else is calling you, which is Vanilla Wafer. The problem with putting a cornerback at that position is if they run against that look, your cornerback is in the dust trying to come up and run support. His ass is too light. So you got to pick and choose. And they don't play the backstack like a lot of people because they don't necessarily show it to you right off the line.
Well, not just that. If you do that, the middle of the field is going to be wide open.
Mm-hmm.
As if the Nightcrawlers need another edge to utilize and showcase their speed and, more importantly, their athleticism.
I mean, look, if I'm playing and I see a corner playing at linebacker, I'm running the damn ball right down his throat. The minute you change that up and you put the linebacker back in, we're going backstack and I'm throwing the football. So you pick and choose. The fact of the matter is the Nightcrawlers are not a stupid team. They see what you got on defense. They recognize personnel. And if you are outside of your personnel, they're going to take advantage of it, period. Oh, they run all right. They just run with Bagway. So Vanilla Vic, Vanilla Wafer is saying that in all the games he's watched, the Nightcrawlers never run. They ran with Bagway. Bagway is a tough man to bring down. Good luck.
Which, by the way, you can also listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever podcasts are sold. In addition to watching us on the Other Side of the Ball YouTube channel. Welcome to episode 90. Double A live at 2.5. Chris Vera and special guest joining us is Derek Duncan. Scotty is in the Bifrost somewhere looking for some Infinity Stones. He may chime in the comments, but nonetheless, we're talking about the Final Four in the East as we got the Animals playing the BIC and the U and the Nightcrawlers starting off with the first game of the day at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Of course, you can catch all the games on AceNFL.tv. Matt, Rob, and Corey will be on the call for the U and the Nightcrawlers and the BIC and the Animals. So, as Derek brought back his tool, I guess if there's a question, what would be the biggest X factor in this game for
Wait,
the
you
U?
You gotta slow that down. It sounded like you said Derek brought back his stool.
No, his tool.
I said tool.
I know.
Tool.
I know what you said, but what it sounded
Okay.
like was Derek brought back his stool. Like, here's a sample.
But nonetheless,
Got to give it to the doctor.
What? Mizzle, you stop that right now. Don't go there.
Oh, here we
No
go with the no
puppies.
duty.
No puffies on this show. But
Yeah.
realistically, what would be the biggest X factor to take away from this matchup that is the U and the Nightcrawlers going into this game on Sunday? As of course, the winner punches their ticket to the Eastern Conference title game, and of course, we'll await the winner out of the out of the BIC and the Animals.
I I want to go last, but if you want me to go first, I can do that.
Look, I'll go first
you
because I
got?
always get. Look, mine's just short and simple. I feel like they're gonna have to establish on how to be able to stop their system. You feel me? I feel like people have said they run it themselves or they probably played it against it, but that's something that the Nightcrawlers are definitely comfortable with. So yeah, that's all I got.
I agree with that, Knox. I think the Nightcrawler system is going to be a little too much for the U at the skill position. They might be able to hang with them for a quarter or two. But once the guys have to keep chasing those guys down and the Nightcrawlers start adding little wrinkles and see how they're playing it, it's all over. I think the U have a chance if Huff goes score for score with them and it comes down to the last play, because the Nightcrawlers defense is good but not great. Huff's offense is great if he's got the guys in the skill position living up to all of their hype and doing everything, and they can do it for 60 minutes. The doing it for 60 minutes part has been the issue for them this season against the upper echelon teams.
Well, and I think
But
that
when
when you're playing the Nightcrawlers, one of the things that I look at, their strength is their secondary. I think their weakness is their defensive line, but their defensive line can still get there. So my question with that is, are we seeing a reverse? Are we seeing the fact that the U's got a strong defensive line, questionable secondary, and obviously that plays into the Nightcrawlers, and then the Crawlers have a good secondary and a questionable defensive line, which I'm not saying it's questionable. I'm saying that if I got to choose between the two, they've got a better secondary than they do D line.
Yeah,
So
but
I think they're
at the same time, though, you said it yourself. Being able to, or me and Derek agreed, which I think you said it a couple shows ago, where the system that the Nightcrawlers run, they can give you what they give you as far as their system, or they can run conventional. You feel me? Being able to do that, being able to be able to hold both, you know what I'm saying, to be able to cover in the back stack or the fucking option or whatever. That shit comes with talent. You feel me? Again, the U has a solid D line, but like Derek said, the Nightcrawlers, they want you to do that shit. They want you to run out of gas. Because then the second you run out of gas, they're able to really get comfortable and run their shit. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'll look back at, and we all use it as in reference, is when they played the Insomniacs. That's a good fucking game to watch.
damn good game.
I don't feel like the U is on the Insomniac level of when they played for that Natty, in my opinion. So
Well,
Insomniacs had a pretty solid D line.
Really what it comes down to when we're sitting here talking about it is what we have talked about a couple of times, which is who's all showing up for the Nightcrawlers. You know, we already heard DRC is going to be there no matter what. Okay, cool. But the fact of the matter is who are all the players that are going to be there? Are they going to have their full squad? If they have their full squad, they're a tough out any given down. So
who wouldn't have their full team though in a win or go home situation?
Well, they've lacked players in the past when they've traveled, just because guys couldn't make it for one reason or another. But the fact of the matter is, if they have, they're one of those squads that if they've got, obviously with the new rules, they've got to have more than 12. If they got 14 of their players, man, they're gonna be a tough out. I don't care, when they bring it, they bring it. And Derek's 100% right. They're going to let you pin your ears back and come after them. And Bagway's just a tough man to pin down. And if you've got some larger than life defensive players and guys that are big, but they're not fast, Bagway's going to have a friggin' field day.
Yeah, I mean, and Travis Gallardo put a note in here earlier, and I forgot. Devin Gray has been having a solid season at running back. Thank you, Travis Gallardo. They've been running a zone read RPO on occasion to make it just that much harder to disguise for you to understand what they're going to run that play. So you got a back stack and a back off to the other side. They run RPO or zone read. They put the ball in the belly, watch your crash, dip to the outside. You got a man throw to the back stack. Now what are you doing?
Now you're running down the field with two guys wide open.
I mean, that's kind of the issue. So I'm saying that loud enough so the people in Vegas can get ready for it, because in my opinion, that's who will be. If the Final Four comes together and we're playing two teams from the East, we'll definitely be seeing them. I don't think the U are going to win this game, and I think it's a coin flip when the U plays BIC. Sorry, when the night plays BIC. Yeah.
Crawlers are stacked. And
Well, in the case,
wouldn't they have to travel for that game too, Derek?
They would. They would.
So would they have everybody?
But in the case of,
unfortunately for the Nightcrawlers, they have to travel for every game. They are being, unfortunately, for lack of a better term, being shit on, and have not been able to host a playoff game, even though they're a top 3 seed. I mean, I don't know if they're 1, 2, or 3, but they're one of the 3. But yet they've had to travel for every single game that they play in the playoffs.
Well, not just that, they're the defending conference champion for what it's worth. I mean, that should give them some compensation, but again, I'm not part of the committee, so I'm just a host. But in the case of the U, do you think their best bet might be try to limit the Nightcrawlers' possessions as much as they can and try to utilize the clock and have it used to be their ally, in opposed to the Nightcrawlers have it as their enemy?
No, their best bet was to not talk shit to me. They would have had a chance to win this game. But I don't think that helps them. The Nightcrawlers are a 1 or 2 play score offense. That is their deal. So I don't care how much you slow it down. Your offense, if it's on the field for that long, is going to get tired while you're trying to tire down their defense.
And you might just be hurting yourself too, because you have you do a nice long drive and get the touchdown, and Nightcrawlers come back and strike you on 1 or 2 plays, and now your offense is right back out there, and offenses get tired too.
But let me ask you this, right? We mentioned Huff a lot, right?
Yep.
Why don't we mention anybody else? But when you talk about the Nightcrawlers, you can mention about 4 to 5 different, we'll just say, names. That's too much to read, Casey. I'm not even gonna lie to you. As soon as that shit popped up, yeah. So like I was saying, and my thought is, we mention Huff when it comes to the U, right? But when you mention the Nightcrawlers, you can mention more names than just one on both sides of the ball.
Well, look,
so like
the U has a bunch of great players, and it's guys like Hardbody and Pat Coburn, and
okay, there we go. Because I don't really pay attention.
And dudes that have been doing it for a very long time, but they've been talking shit to me, so I have not been giving them the pub that they likely deserve. So if they want to get mentions in a good way, they might need to stop atting me for no good goddamn reason when they know who they are and they're afraid to get on an airplane.
Are they still talking that shit about us coming out there?
Oh, no, they're just scared to fly. I found out that never of them have had their wings pinned on their chests.
They ain't got the money. Their money is real low out there. We've already established that from like the get-go. From like when we first like came into this shit. Like,
according to them,
low.
According to them, they've been paying $500 odd to travel already this year. So I don't think money's an issue for them. I think they're literally legitimately scared to get on an airplane. Like all that shaking and turbulence has got them shook.
So they're scared of heights.
Apparently.
Mm.
I mean,
that's why they don't. That's why they don't like to go to new levels.
Right.
I saw some of that shit talking earlier.
I see what you did there.
I saw some of that shit talking earlier, and it's like, okay, everybody. Why is it every time we start talking about East versus West, it's always about the West coming out to the East? People have even mentioned, what about someplace in the middle? And the East still talks about, the West got to come out here. Well, bring your ass out here. Y'all talk all that shit. Bring your ass out here. I mean, whether it's out here.
Let me help you with that pitch, okay? it's better for them to come here because at least this is like a tourist attraction. You feel me? So whether you get your ass whooped in whatever format of football they choose to want to run, right? They can go have fun and go be a family afterwards and enjoy the Las Vegas Strip or downtown Fremont. All right. They don't just have to come and just play a game and then get back on the plane. That's what we would have to do. We would have to fly out there, get on the plane, play the game, and there wouldn't be shit for us to do after we wanted to celebrate. You feel me?
We could go to Atlantic City and visit the 4 of 10 casinos that's still open.
Nope. Our casinos are better, and we open up a new one every year. I'm good.
Whereas down there, they close a new one every year.
All right, we need to stop shitting on Jersey. Like, look, the Jersey division is strong. I love what they're doing out there. They are the foundation that built this thing. I'm just frustrated with these dudes talking shit. I give them all their pub, all their props. They are, 4-time champion, the only team to do it back to back. Catalyst Wrestling. You said who cares? I assume that everyone who's listening cares, or they wouldn't be listening. But it is my hope that the U shows up, puts on a good game. I just don't think you have enough in the tank to handle the Nightcrawlers for all the reasons we said. And then Travis Gallardo also mentioned that Zakari Mims and Jason Sisson are absolute studs. So the U is stacked, man. They got a lot of great guys, but
I guess
Catalyst Wrestling said this is as productive as pegging a mannequin.
That's just hilarious.
I guess
that's a great one.
I guess that depends on if you're the pitcher or the catcher and if you're into that thing.
Yeah. Now we know. Now we know what to look for if we have mannequins that are wet between the legs. That's all I can say. We know who's guilty.
Let me just say that was one of my favorite movies coming up, though.
Mannequin was a good movie.
What other games we got going on?
Well,
it's old.
Dub's muted, so I guess I'll jump in. We got the BIC versus the Silk City Animals. Yeah, Dub, we still can't hear you. With a match of the number 1 team in the nation, undefeated BIC, won the championship in 2022, retooled in 2024, and have what the guys in the East are calling the number 1 candidate for Rookie of the Year. And I can't think of his name right now. The new big lineman, Dave Valley. They got a new nickname for him, Dave too. Valley. I can't remember what his name is.
He's nice. He's nice.
He's very nice.
He is nice. And that motherfucker has character. That shit's dope.
Yeah, and they have been doing like other teams out here have been doing. When they get a comfortable lead, they start putting their big men in skill position spots and having them do stuff. And my wonderful wife just got home with my baby, so let me step away for a minute and say hi, and I'll be back to you guys to talk about the rest of this game.
All
right. So while Derek goes off and beats the dad, to answer your question, Chris, going off the scores here when it was a blowout when the Animals did play the U earlier in the season. It went by the final of, hold on, I'm looking it up real quick. Hold on, stand by. Looking.
Well, in all honesty, man, I know why you're looking up
stand by.
I know the quarterback you had said, he didn't play. I get that, but I just want to hear what the final score was because they really got something if it's a big differential. And Dub froze. There you go.
When they played on May the 5th, the final score was BIC 69 and the Animals 12.
Ouch.
Yeah. Big ouch. But like I said, this is an Animals team that put up 56 against the Watchmen, and it was a back and forth game against the Watchmen, and the Watchmen had to pull away till late and had to put up 51 just to beat the Animals. The final score of that game was 71-56. So,
but let me hold on. Let me ask you this: BIC played the Watchmen, right?
Correct.
What was that final?
That final score, which took place on April the 28th, which was a 43-26 score.
So I think that, teams gel as they go throughout the year. So I know that there's some new players with BIC. I mean, hell, First Son of Krypton is one of them. So we've got to see what goes on with them. And when I look at this game, I've got to go back to something like that and say, okay, they played a similar team, and the Watchmen weren't able to really bring it to BIC. BIC still won the game. So just off of that, I've got to go with BIC in this game, and I think that BIC will wind up winning this game handily.
Travis, you're correct, because the score really did not tell the story of that game, because for most of that game it was pretty much a chess match, but towards the end BIC did pull away. And of course Travis giving us some good information.
Yeah, but
and of course when you
that 3-on-1 looked like it was out of bounds though. It looked like he could have ran out of bounds.
And it was earlier in the season. I want to see when teams have already gelled and they've gotten to this point in the season and it's win or go home, everything becomes a little bit different. So I want to see, this is the time of the year where you've got to kind of throw stuff like that out and understand when a team has what they want in mind and they have a goal in mind and they all have that same goal, things change, man. So I want to see what goes on in this game, and I don't know that it's going to be close. I think that that in this case, and Travis, you're right, it is a different energy, and I think in this case, the energy that we're feeling from BIC is one that they want to prove who they are again. So I've got to go with BIC, and like I said, I think it's going to be. I would put BIC winning by 21.
So you're saying that BIC is looking to establish dominance?
Yes.
Big man, how do you see it?
I feel like BIC is going to continue to do what they've been doing.
Yep.
They've kept the same pace all season. They've played every competition and every game the same way. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this game ain't going to be nothing different.
And Mr. Duncan has rejoined us. D, how do you see BIC and the Animals' second time go around this season, but this time obviously for a bigger prize in the format?
Let's say 60 minutes of David Tender definitely changes the possibilities for Silk City. I think they're a much better squad with Tender at quarterback. I think that BIC will not overlook them, however, and are going to come out and try to put the foot on the neck early. But I think they're going to get a little more than what they bargained for. I got them close into, let's say, middle of the third quarter, where they'll probably carry a 1 or 2 score lead, and then by the middle of the third quarter, towards the end of the third quarter, start to pull away. I got BIC by 28 as a final.
And I got them as 21 as a final. By 21 as a final.
We'll call it 26. Because these dudes don't score championship points like that. So we'll call it 26.
Yeah. In that case, I should say 20. Because like you said, they don't do that. So
there you go.
There it is. Whoop, there it is.
All right, I gave myself 5 minutes with the wife. So y'all want to jump into the next one? Or
so
I can pop in.
BIC's in the 20s. Got it.
Yes.
No, I think.
But I will say, I think there'll be one.
Look,
it'll be a win differential in the 20s.
Look, the Animals don't even play defense, so that game could be 80 to 50. We could be 80 to 59 by the time it's done. We might have the highest scoring game in A7FL history based on the way both these teams score and the defense that is not played by the Animals. I mean, they are a good squad. I think next season they're going to stack up and get a lot better and be a top-tier team. They might already be a top-tier team, but they need a top-tier defense to go with it.
And there you go. That was a funny face that Dub was frozen on there for a minute.
Oh, speaking of which, Dub, I got your wireless back. Not that you're going to need it because we're going to be in studio, but for other stuff, if you do.
Hey, by the way, where is a studio what you were talking about?
Yeah, it's Sahara and like in between Eastern and the Boulevard.
Okay.
You know where the old Audio Express is?
Yeah.
Yeah, just west of that, across the way from the Sphere area. Not the Sphere. What's it called? From the monorail.
Okay.
Down that way.
Know that area very well. Used to deliver down there
Yeah, you did.
for Budweiser. Don't even go there.
Look, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
No. No. No diddler here.
Right. I mean,
Chris used to be a vendor.
I used
Chris is a vendor now.
I'm a vendor now. No, I used to work for Nevada Beverage, Anheuser-Busch.
And Sparklets.
Got it.
And what?
And Sparklets. Or was it Culligan?
Yep, Sparklets.
Yeah.
Sparklets. Back in the day, all the shit that we used to do.
Oh, Waterman. All right. Well.
Yep.
Learns.
Yeah, I went from being a beer man to a water man. Doesn't make any damn good sense.
Learn
Why
something
didn't
new
you
every
never
day.
try being
All
a
right.
milkman?
I ain't even.
I'm surprised you.
Alone. If I was a milkman, there'd be too many kids that look like me.
Oh, baby.
Your kid has surprisingly good hands.
That's because they mama showed me
wow.
them.
Titties.
One of the greatest hats of all time, brought to you by Chris Vera.
All right, man.
So
I'm on the 90-second clock.
I should have put on my friggin' Only Dad's t-shirt.
Come on, let's get on this OTT sick game.
All right, OTT 6.
I'll hit it off. I mean, just real quick, and you guys can come back to it.
The highest scoring game ever.
Dub, I only got a couple minutes left, so I'm gonna dive bomb and then jump out. So I'll start by saying, love you guys. Thank you for doing this every week. I really appreciate you. I cannot wait for Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun under the lights with OTT, Savion coming back, a lot going on. But Sick With It is literally one of the best teams in the country. OTT is probably 10th on that list right now. I'm not saying mercy rule in the fourth quarter, but we'll definitely be in mercy rule timing by the time we get to the fourth quarter. I got Sick With It winning by at least 28, if not more. Assuming everybody is good to go, we'll have a repeat of certain things we had before. But thank you, everybody. Cannot wait to see you guys on Sunday. It's going to be fun doing Under the Lights, and I will tap in with you soon. If I get done with my daddy duties before the night's up, I'll try to pop back in. Love you, fellas.
All right, love you back. That's Derek Duncan coming in and giving his analysis of the upcoming matchups coming up here. But yes, it is a rematch of just a couple of weeks ago where Sick would have put up 64 against OTT. Of course, that was minus Savion Cunningham. Of course, these two have made some history before. As we know, it was the highest scoring game in NFL history combined. Of course, Sick would have put up 70. Not 70, 92. Of course, Live 2-5 was a part of that historic making game, as his beloved Sick With It boys put up 92 points. Big man, real quickly, just what do you remember of that game when you guys put up that number of 92?
Save didn't return.
And I think he did have one. I think he had a couple.
He had two in that game. He had a couple.
Yeah, I think he had two. One probably, I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? I don't really remember, but I know for sure he definitely got at least two. Or if it wasn't him, I think it was like one of the Ramses or some shit. But it was overall, I mean, there's still the same squad, you feel me? They got players over there that are talented, you feel me? But for them to be able to elevate their talent to where they want to be, then they need to move around or move some stuff around. But
So let me
ultimately,
ask, this is something we haven't talked about, and I'm gonna.
mhm.
I know we got some time. We could get into it just a little bit, but when we look at what um, realistically what OTT is right now, what do you think they're missing? Because to me they're a tier 2 team, right? We got tier 1s, we got tier 2. They're a tier 2 team. What are they missing to become a tier 1? What do you feel they're missing?
Okay, yeah. Go take Daddy's phone. Go sit down. I feel like they're missing. They need real leadership. They don't got no real leadership over there. They got guys that want to be leaders or even know what it takes to be that leader that they need, but they don't really got it. So they need consistency.
See, and that's what I'm feeling. I mean, when we saw them play last week, that was a completely different team or 2 weeks ago, excuse me, than what we saw against Pit Bosses earlier. Now, granted, the Pit Bosses team was a different team. They were missing a lot of players when they played again. But I mean, when you watch them play, it was at a different level. Now, when I think about what is going to happen and what can happen on Sunday, the what I'm really looking at in reality, in my eyes, is an OTT team that is finding themselves, but we're also looking at a sick-witted team that has already done that throughout this whole friggin' season. They
I feel
found
like they.
themselves ready. They're
I feel
ready. So
like
he's got
OTT has had multiple seasons to, like you said, find themselves.
yep.
Right. At this point in time, what needs to be found, they've had it all along. But again, let's just say they didn't let those players or whatever be able to succeed within the program and the organization that they had. You feel me? So is what, out of a full season they won 2 games?
3.
3? Okay.
3.
This last game doesn't, again, and we've said it on multiple occasions for multiple different games, the score doesn't really tell you what happened during the game.
No, it
At
doesn't tell you the
some,
full story.
you know what I'm saying? So even we'll just say how they chose to respond with taking the lead and, winning or whatever, when players got injured and they got, helped off the field and shit like that. Again, that just shows what growth hasn't happened within the organization itself. Shit like that is a primary key into your success. You've never won before, so you don't know how it feels. So because you don't know how it feels, it's gonna show. And it shows. They don't really know what it feels like to really win some shit.
You know what? And the thing about it is, when we stop and we talk about this, and I think about it, OTT has been one of those teams that over the years has been fun to watch because we know that they're coming with heart. We know that they're going to be literally in every game that they play. But now we've gotten to that point where, okay, we know they got heart. Now you got players. Go out there and put it together. And I think you're right. I think the piece that is missing is that leadership that can put them up over the edge. I think that with the correct leader, they could be in that tier 1 group next season. But we're also talking about another season under their belts, so it's going to take some doing to make that happen. I think that when it comes right down to it, I think the championship for Vegas is going to be Sick With It versus Insomniacs, period. And you know, it'll be the second time around. It'll be the third time these two teams playing for the championship, and we'll see what happens. I think that my personal Sick With It is hungry. The Insomniacs are coming off a championship season, and I think in this last game that we saw with them, they showed that they were hungry. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that any team is over another when it comes to those two. It really comes down to Sunday game day to see what happens. Now, I don't think, in my eyes, I don't think Sick With It is overlooking OTT by any stretch of the imagination. I think they know what they have in front of them, and they're going to go out there and put it all together like they have all season and show what they're made of.
Well, I mean, it's been talked about so many times, and OTT has mentioned this a whole lot of times, about egos and having that one guy to bring everything together. And if they find that, um, who knows what can happen in the sky's limit. But as far as this game goes, obviously they would have to utilize Savion at every turn to try to keep this game competitive. Because as we know, when these two teams have gotten together, Sick has just imposed their will, have gotten out to fast starts, and they've just put the gas pedal and kept the gas pedal on the floor with no let up. I mean, I think a lot of people notice, and a lot of people know that it is going to be another Sick Insomniacs matchup, which again, I'm always forward to seeing that matchup more than one time in a season because it just gives good theater. Um, and now, certainly with the element that Sick With It did finally get over the proverbial hump and winning back on May the 5th. And now here comes the question with the money on the line, can they do it again if it ends up being that matchup? And of course, we'll have a week to, to break all that down. But I think in the case of Sick, 3 weeks of being well rested, 3 weeks of being healthy.
Yeah, but
when
you're
you
also, but Doug, we talked about this at the end of the game 2 weeks ago. Right now, Insomniacs is going through the same thing. They're getting that 3 weeks off, and when it comes right down to it, it's going to be those two teams against each other. If it is, it's going to be interesting. And my only regret is that I'll be, I know you like to say on assignment. Let's face it, I'll
yes,
be on vacation. So I'll be down
well
in the island
that's a
watching.
good assignment to be on, sir. I'm just
Yes,
going to
and I
tell
might
you.
have to watch that game Monday
Where you gonna
because
be
they're
watching it? Where you gonna be watching the game from, Chris?
what's up?
Where you gonna be watching the game from?
Barbados.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
as he likes to say, home.
home. That's where my mom is from. That's where the islands are my playground, man. That's where all my family's from. So pick an island and go have some fun because I'll tell you, a lot of Americans up here, y'all missing out on the shit that you could go do in just a couple of hours down in the islands. So just saying, anybody in Vegas, you out here and you talking about the Maldives, that's 20-hour travel. I'm going to be in Barbados in 10 hours, half the time. And the water's just as crystal clear. Barbados, money wise, it's 2-for-1 exchange rate. So you take 2 grand with you, you got 4 grand going down there. So I mean, it's gonna be fun. And that's why I was saying, we talked about it, but we really didn't say it. Next Wednesday, I'll be back on the podcast. It'll be 8:30 my time when we start, but I'll be sitting out on the patio. Hopefully have the camera with the background, with the waves crashing and everything out on the patio of the VRBO that we're staying at. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Definitely sounds like good times in the islands, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I'm gonna be drinking lots of rum, man.
Lots of rum, man, Rastafari. Yes, indeed. Yes,
Rastafari.
indeed. But biggest X factor into this game on both sides, one from OTT and one from Sick. What says you, Mr. Vera?
Say that one more time. You in my headset, you broke up a little bit.
I was saying X factors for both X factors on each side, one for OTT, one for Sick.
I think for OTT, it's definitely save. Savion being back is going to be the bigger part about it. I think that when it comes right down to it, when I start to look at the big play factor, save is going to be that player for OTT. For me, for Sick With It, it's the same person it's always been, which is DP. Darren Palmer is the man when it comes to these big games. he shows up and shows out for big games, and so I think that'll be the X factor. And Travis, let me just correct you there, brother. Rum is cheaper than mixers if you want to drink that cheap shit. So anytime, brother, that you want to have real rum and you want to drink something, hit your boy up. I'll tell you what to get, and it ain't cheap.
So you're saying you have the manliest of rums?
No, I'm just saying that there's the thing about rum is like when you start to talk about whiskey and you start to talk about bourbon. Whiskey and bourbon can be expensive to get good stuff. And when I say expensive, I'm not talking a couple of $100. I'm talking, $50, $60, $70 a bottle. And rum is the same way. Now you can have, I paid $125 for a bottle of rum, but that was down in the island, so that was about $75. Our how much we pay for it when I got up here, the damn thing was $165 for a bottle of rum. So yeah, man, when you talk about it and you say mixers, I don't mix my rum. My rum is on the rocks, and if you drinking that cheap shit, hey, more power to you, but that ain't me. Oh, Travis, trust me, there's bottles of rum that I've seen that were at some places in the islands that were roughly about $30K American.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they are.
Let's go have one.
Very expensive.
Let's go have one. That shit.
What's up?
Let's go have.
Halves on a bottle of 30K rum, dude. I won't even get drunk on that shit. We need something else.
How about what's on your hat?
He says that's just the appetizer.
We'll start with this and move on from there.
There you go. There you have it, folks. Yes, indeed. Wearing the greatest hat of all time. 2-5. Who's your X factors? One on each team in this game.
For OTT, I don't have one. They don't have none. Stick with it. On the whole team. The whole team is an X factor.
You ain't wrong.
There you have it. No, he's not. And I'll follow that cab. I will follow that cab.
Water. Travis, I don't know what rum you're drinking, bro, but we need to talk. Serious. But anyway, the way I look at it, man, if like I said, the only thing that's got me right now is the fact that I'll miss the championship game, but I'll probably watch it on Monday
collection.
Night. What's that?
Well, not his collection, but his place of employment selection. There you have it. All right.
Yeah, come on.
But we're glad you're with us here on episode 90 of The Other Side of the Ball. Of course, not only can you watch us on The Other Side of the Ball YouTube channel, but you can also listen to our other podcasts we're sold, be it Apple Podcasts, be it Google Play, be it Spotify. Wherever podcasts are sold, please like, subscribe, share, but more importantly, listen and or watch The Other Side of the Ball as we are 10 episodes away from reaching 100. That's insane. But also, given the fact that hopefully you'll see the four of us, Scotty included, and maybe Chris's alter ego. You will see us back hopefully in the studio sometime soon, and where we can just continue to pick up where we left off, being in the studio, but it would be, in a sense, our own playground, as announced today by Division Owner Derek Duncan. Again, we got the Patterson U taking on the Tampa Nightcrawlers.
Whenever we make it.
I said if we got our own studio, I'm stocking the bar. That's all I'm saying.
It'll be what we make
There
it.
you have it, folks.
And I will have my bar. So, hold on.
Chris is going to stock the bar with some rum. Copy that, folks.
I got something to show y'all.
Uh-oh.
I had a joke.
It is story time with Chris Fair, folks.
I swear I just had a joke.
Ladies and gentlemen,
All right.
It is the daughter and a cat.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. He got the blue one.
Is that a fact? Oh!
Got it.
It came in, folks. The Only Dad shirt has arrived,
Got
ladies
it.
and gentlemen.
Be wearing this. Matter of fact, I was thinking
It
about wearing
has
this on the
arrived.
plane. Only Dad shirt with my titties hat. I'm good.
That makes 2-5 very happy. That makes him a
Hell no, you
Happy.
can't wear both.
that makes him a happy.
Why
It's
can't I
like
wear both?
because the only dads means like something way different than titties.
I know, but you know,
When you wear only dads, it's like cool vibes. When you wear the titties, you're like, put them in my face.
okay, so I'll wear the hat like this, so they'll see it. They'll see it when I'm walking away. They'll see the only dad's coming, and the titties going.
There you go. They're like, and when they double take, they're like, oh, he's down.
Yeah.
Look at, he got titties on his head.
Yep, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. That's that way I don't have to worry about it.
There you have it, folks. But
I'll
Chris,
see if I get kicked off the golf course.
but Chris, for those that want a shirt, the question is, how can they get those?
The shirts, dude.
Yes.
I ordered mine off of friggin' Amazon.
Well, there you have it.
The I'll tell you what though, this hat, I'm not giving that away. Good luck, because this is fitted, and you could find the snapbacks all you want. I hate them damn things. I won't wear them. So
I hate snapbacks too.
yeah, this is a fitted cap. Good luck finding it, because I searched high and low before I found it.
Well, you can always go to Lids and have that exact font sewed into the hat, so that's also one way of doing it. And they also do fitted hats as well.
You can get your colors and everything, but I ordered mine and got mine in about 4 days. So Lids, when you go there, they might, depending on what they got as far as a backup, you might take a little bit longer. I don't have to worry about that.
No, I'm gonna just have my homie make mine. He make merch.
There you go.
There you
Yeah,
have it, folks.
this is stitched. This isn't a logo or nothing. So that was the other reason why I liked it. I got it stitched because you could find the cheap ones where it was a logo that they put on there, man. And I ain't trying to do the logo.
No, the stitch is fire. My beanie that wife got me is actually stitched.
Yeah,
I'm talking about when you come to the shirt.
They're not easy. They're not easy to find, like I said, and it took me a little bit to find it. But once I found it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and order it. Because I mean, look, it's a 10-hour flight, and I got to have some fun. That's all I'm saying.
All right. So I guess the only question that needs to be asked is, will Sick With It come close to scoring 92, or will it be 64 the last time these two teams played back nearly a month ago, back on the 2nd of June?
Personally, I think that this is going to be one of those games where Mark is going to play it smart with his players. I think that once he's up big, he's going to start letting the backups play. And I think that depending on when that happens, so if that's third quarter and they're in the mercy where it's continuously running clock, I think that he starts pulling some of his starters. So I think it's going to be closer to that 62. I don't think Mark is going to be out there trying to make an impression for a playoff game that, you know, as long as you're winning, you're moving on to the championship game. Save your players, because you know the team that you're playing is going to be coming off of 3 weeks of rest.
Hey, send Travis the link. Fuck it.
Yeah, I want to see this damn bar he keep talking about.
Until we get him the link,
rum that's crap.
Until we get him the link, though, let me just double back on what you was just saying, though. I agree with you. I feel like it's one of those games where they're gonna look to put it away early. Personally, I would like for them to let it go 4 quarters. I'm just saying, please let it go 4 quarters. We only got one game. Let's make it happen. You feel me? Let's enjoy it. But I feel like they'll get to the point where you'll see them start to have fun, where you'll see players like Miles come in at quarterback. You know.
Well, yeah, man. I fully expect that, and I think that when you are able to rest your starters, knowing that the team that you're playing or the team that you'll be playing in the championship is coming off a 3 weeks rest, you have to be able to do that because you don't want to come in and have guys injured for no reason. So, Knox, I'm with you, man. I think Mark is a real smart head coach, and I think that he is going to get up big. And once he's up big, everything changes. Everything changes.
Again, though, not too big pause on like let's go 4 quarters. You feel me? Like,
but hear me when I said that.
Go for a quarter. If not, I mean,
it's going
these
for a quarter.
motherfuckers don't gotta help put the shit away. That's all I'm
I
saying.
think
They
it's
don't
going
gotta
for a
help put
quarter.
the shit away. So
It'll be mercy.
yeah, there we go. All right,
Mercy
Del,
time.
who you got here? Big
Oh,
Trav,
this
what's good, bro?
Well, you guys can hear me? What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's up, fella? What's up, man?
Joining us via the Tampa Nightcrawlers, we have Big Travis in the building. Like I said, very long time supporter of this show, among other outlets. Thank you for coming on, sir. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
And where are you walking to? Were you walking over to the bar? Is that what you walking to?
Yeah, I'm at work.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm at work.
You're at work, so you walk into the bar though? Is that where you're heading?
Yeah, I'm trying to flip the camera.
Well, flip the camera.
I don't think you can on here, Trav. So you'll have to. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
We got Louis. We got McLaren, 30, 15, 18, and 30 years. We got some nice nostalgia stuff.
Get up close so we can see it.
Clearly, Chris, that's not his area, so he can't go all up in that motherfucker. You feel me?
Yeah, he can. He's one of the man. He could get up. He could get right up there and check and show us.
All right, I'm gonna get behind the bar, fellas.
See, told you.
Sorry, Brian. I'm sorry. I'm coming in your space.
So show me the rums, and I'll tell you what's good to drink.
There's some like nice rummy. That's like some expensive tequila. We got Louis. We got like a few McLaren.
Well, hey, show me the rums real quick, and tell me what you got.
What's the best rum we have?
Down in Miami, you better have some good rums.
No, I'm in Jersey.
Oh, you're in Jersey. Okay.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, that. It's
we have like nice tequilas and nice like whiskeys and cognacs.
Do you have Dobel tequila?
Yeah, I think that's the one in like it looks like a beaker.
The Dobel, that's some good.
Yeah, I tried a shot of that. It tastes like nothing.
No, it tastes like,
tasted like nothing.
It'll mess you up when you if you keep drinking that, have a couple drinks of that, you're done.
I think they charge like $4.50 a shot or something.
Oh shit! Wow,
that shit's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a $10,000 bottle or so, $5,000 bottle, something like that. But
so if you go have so rum wise, Ron Zacapa 23, Zacapa XO are two of the best rums. Those are my favorite. And then you have and everybody will love this. You'll have Zacapa Negro, which is Zacapa Black, and that is really good as well.
Yeah, the Casa Azul, like the Ultra Reposado, that was really good too.
Oh yeah. But the Reposado, you know what? Any of those are really good, but I'm telling you, tequila is for the price. The Dobel, one of their lower lines, is really good, and it still tastes like what you're saying. It still tastes like water, but it's really, really good, and it'll mess you up. But rum is one of those things that if you buy the right, you have to buy the right rum, and if you get the right one, it isn't a mixer. On ice, just like
Yeah,
you
no,
would
I'm
a really good
I'm
tequila.
definitely I'm definitely expanding my palate working at this place. Um, I can't afford
So
no liquor like that.
so if you well, hey, even a Diplomatico is a really good rum, good sipping rum, $40. Um, the for here. So I don't know about back east. When I buy rum here, I can get Zacapa for about $40, $45 a bottle
Nice,
for the
a popper.
Zacapa 23. And if I want to jump up to the XO, I can usually get it for about I'd say about 89, $90.
Yeah, nice.
It's
Yeah,
not outrageous, but
that's
it'll
affordable
be
for good liquor. Yeah.
yeah. And once you try it, you'll be like, oh, okay, I see what he's saying. I see what he's saying.
Mhm.
It is really good. It's not like that cheap shit with Ciroc and
Yeah.
some of the other crap that
Oh
they pour
no,
in these places.
the Puff Daddy vodka. Oh no.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
no,
thank you
that's
guys for having me.
the diddler stuff that he
I,
likes.
I appreciate the invite, guys. I know Knox invited me last week, and I kind of like tried cleaning up, but then by the time like I was cleaned up, you guys were pretty much wrapped up talking about like crawlers versus you and other upcoming matchups. So I didn't see a real point of me jumping on the show.
Oh no,
But
you
Well,
good,
it's,
Trav.
it's definitely an honor. I appreciate you guys, and it's always nice tapping in and hearing your side of the story.
No, look, I'll say
well,
I would have rather had you come on sooner if we could have. So that
Yeah,
way we could have got to talk about the whole liquor selection, but also got your input. Yeah, I'm saying live and in person with your thoughts about your guys' game coming up this
Yeah, no,
Sunday.
I think it's gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna be our biggest test so far this year. You guys mentioned it. It's gonna be size and experience versus the speed, creativity, and athleticism. Um, we definitely aren't the biggest team in the league, but we make up for the speed and athleticism.
I
Um,
hear you. Saw it
it's gonna
firsthand.
it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna get an opportunity to block new guys. You know what I mean? Like it's just nice to see new faces. As a competitor.
Oh yeah, yeah. You want to
Yeah,
see,
it's
you
just
want to play the best, man. If you
yeah,
if you're a competitor, you want to play the best.
Yeah, 100%.
and I know I'm not your traditional lineman, but I happen to like usually match myself up against what I think is the better D lineman and try to isolate that player, at least keep him off the bagway a little bit, give him some time. And I know I'll have a handful this game with constant new faces. I won't be on just one guy. So that'll be kind of exciting. And I already had the opportunity of blocking like Nick Mays last year. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, and he has good football IQ. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. It should be a good matchup. But um,
Hey, so
I
Travis,
should.
would you say when you play against other when you play against other guys that you don't necessarily know, it brings out the better competitor in you?
I would like to believe so. There's definitely I'm gonna admit it. I still get a little nervous until that first contact. Like I believe I'm line up just about in front of anyone, but you really don't know until you're on the field. Film only says so much, and then other guys will perform against certain guys differently than they would perform against you or the next person. You know what I mean? So it's just all about matchups and who really takes care of business. Who's gonna keep the gas on the pedal. I think the U's best chance is time management, in my opinion. Um, but you guys mentioned we go for the fucking jugular every time. We try to every play is a home run. We're never really looking for just the first down.
no, y'all want 6 at worst. At
even
worst, you
last
guys
year,
want 6.
even last week, it was fourth and 30, and we still went for the home run play. But In that situation, you kind of have to.
Well,
Yeah.
Travis, let me ask.
Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Chris.
Dub. No, go ahead.
No, Travis, let me ask you this. Speaking of the defense side of the ball, how a guy like you and Henderson, how do you guys try to contain Huff? I'm not gonna say stop him, but try to not use his full repertoire to the best of his advantage. How does your defense try to strategize around that?
Just like any other mobile quarterback, keep him in the pocket. You know, like if he's good in open field, you know, we gotta like put a little pressure and make him make mistakes. Simple as that. You know, make him beat us like traditional football. That schoolyard, yeah, we excel in that schoolyard football, but so does the U. They take advantage of those fast break offensive plays, and a lot of their scoring drives are built off of one play that went for 40, 60 yards. You know?
Well, but let me ask you this, because I think this is something that we've talked about, but I think that I want to get your opinion on it, which is when we look at Huff, when we look at Bagway, the thing that I look at is Bagway invites that fast rush because he
Oh,
feels like
so
he can step up and step around.
and that's
to
part
get up.
that's part of our game plan. We let one go regardless. Like we create that one-on-one matchup with the D lineman and either Bagway or Logo.
And that's what I'm talking about.
That's
So
part of our game plan, you know. Like
yeah,
we let
so
one go, and it's obvious, you know. Like after the first drive, you understand one of you guys is gonna rush free, and then us as linemen up front just got to make a business decision on who we're letting go. You
well, and
know,
when you guys do your back stack, the fact that what I see is it really creates a an opportunity in a mismatch, because 9 times out of 10, because of the way you guys do your back stack, because it's not shown right away, you guys are able to disguise that a little bit. And what that gives you guys is that one-on-one, whether it's Bagway, whether it's Logo, against the defensive lineman.
yeah,
And
and
that's just problems.
yeah, a lot of like traditional flag teams, they do that back stack, and that second guy doesn't always become like a true threat as a receiver. But
Yes,
both Bagway and Logo are traditionally true receivers.
would agree.
You
Would
know,
agree. I'm interested to watch this game. It's going to be my last game that I'm watching stateside before I head out myself.
yeah. I
And
hope you have a safe travels, fun trip. You know,
thanks, man.
blessing
Appreciate
you and the
that.
family. You know, God
Appreciate
bless. You
that.
know,
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't been in 6 years, so I'm looking forward. Actually, let's see, 2018. Yeah, 6 years. So I'm looking forward to seeing my uncle and a lot of family members. So yeah, man, I
nice,
appreciate that.
nice.
Well, Travis, we appreciate you giving us some time and showing us the spread and coming on and talking about this upcoming matchup with the U that you can catch at 10 at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific on ASFL.TV. Of course, the U and the Nightcrawlers winner punches their ticket to the Eastern Conference Championship game, to which the Nightcrawlers are going to go back-to-back in the East and finally get that elusive ring. Travis, we appreciate the time, my guy. Best of health and best of luck this upcoming Sunday against the U.
Thank you guys. Hopefully, I'll talk to you guys again.
You got it, Trav.
All
Thanks,
right.
man.
Have a good night.
You
Appreciate
too.
it.
Appreciate it. That was Big Travis from the Tampa Nightcrawlers coming in, giving us a few minutes of his time as we're almost up against it, as it is now time for final thoughts as the East has their Final Four. We have our semifinal as the winner of OTT and SICK take on the Insomniacs for the Western Conference Championship. 2-5, what you got before we put a bone wrap on episode 90 of The Other Side of the Ball?
I can't wait for Sunday. You feel me? I feel like it's gonna be some exciting football all over the league. Um, yeah, I feel like it's gonna be dope. Excited to see what plays, and what some of the outcomes may be. Um, as well as I'm looking forward to possibly even getting some more of those players that's going to be maybe in the Final Four or whatever to come on, you know. Yeah. That's all I got.
Appreciate you.
I'm ready to go eat
Appreciate
lunch.
you, Travis. Chris, what you got? Or should I say, Mr. Titties? What do you have?
Yeah, I should put that back on, huh?
There you go.
Put that back on and say my piece. Well, final thoughts is simple, man. I think that the championship game again in Vegas is going to be interesting. I think that but like I said, my biggest regret is missing that game, but at the same missing the game live, but at the same time being on vacation is going to be a shitload of fun. Don't get me wrong there, but my final thoughts are, good luck to every team that's left in the playoffs, man. From the East Coast to the West Coast, good luck. Let's make it count. Let's not have another BS like we did in with all this crap that went down in Cincy. Let's have some fun with it. Let's see the teams out there playing hard. Let's have some winners. Let's see what we break down to be for this championship game. And when I get back, I want to be able to see all this. But next Wednesday, man, next Wednesday, I will talk to you guys while I'm on the island and having some fun.
And Mr. Daniels checking in like he's Mr. Big Mac on Wild 'N Out. Hello, Mr. Daniels, and
I thought
congratulations.
that was a siren. Yeah.
It could be that too. It definitely.
Man,
could be that.
he was on the beach. I'll give it to him. He was on the beach last week, but I don't think it's gonna be the same beach I'm at.
Well, beaches are nice around this time of year. It's definitely fun to go around. But nevertheless, thank you to everybody for watching us and chiming in and commenting as always. Again, first game of the day will be a very highly anticipated matchup between Mark Bagway and Huff as the Patterson U take on the Tampa Nightcrawlers. Then at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific, it'll be the Silk City Animals taking on the Trenton Brothers in Christ. And then our semifinal out here in Las Vegas with a special start time of 8 p.m. Pacific. I know it's a late one for our friends on the East Coast. 11 Eastern with a 9 Central or 10 Central, 9 Mountain start, of course, if you're in Hawaii. White smack dab in prime time. But nonetheless, for Mr. Titties and Only Dads, Mr. Chris Vera, for Mr. Only Dads Live with 25. Again, don't forget to check out the 301 podcast with Rob, Matt, and Corey. Again, don't forget about Live with 25 coming at you real soon. Latest edition of the Muslim Dub Show to where we pay tribute to the GOAT, Mr. Willie Howard Mays Jr. That's currently up right now on the Muslim Dub Show YouTube channel. And as always, don't forget to check out the All Pro Jaffos. Their episode is Friday at 7 p.m. Also, again, prayers to Mel Carey. Get to Thailand safe, brother, and enjoy yourself out there as he's tending to some business. And hope to see him back out here soon.
Man.
Nah, it's real business. Massage parlors. All right, we're not gonna put that on my guy Mel. All right, he's out there taking care of real business. Shout out to him and those Muay Thai fighters that are on the way out there. You feel me?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
yes.
definite.
Yes.
Still be careful of them
shout
girly.
Shout out to Flash Media.
Just saying. You could be all about business, but you gotta be careful of them girly, man.
But nonetheless, for Live at 25, for Chris, for the Asgardian who's on assignment, Scott McCorkle, and of course, special thanks to Derek Duncan for chiming in. I'm just a Blaxican named Dub saying thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. We will see you next week for episode 91, and we'll see you on the other side of the ball. And take care of yourself and each other.
Awesome.